It was a pleasure for me to meet with a young researcher and what I would call a sort of a industrial and trade policy activist, Dr. Anthony Mveyange, who's working for Trademark East Africa, based in Nairobi, but also has strong connections with the rest of East Africa. So, Anthony, from your experience in Trademark East Africa, what, in your view, are some of the opportunities and challenges that are presenting themselves in East Africa for countries to build their productive capacity in the cotton, textiles, and clothing value chain? And what, in your view, should policymakers be doing to address these challenges?
I would like to respond, before I respond to the question, perhaps may I use 1 minute to sort of explain what is trademark. Perhaps it's for the first time other people, especially from the West Africa, hearing trademark. Trademark East Africa is one of the, I would argue, the largest trade facilitation organization in Africa. We have been in existence, we are celebrating 10 years this year since inception. And we have been working in East Africa, and we have been supporting countries in 2 key areas. Now, to respond to the question, I would like to put into context a practical example of a joint collaboration between Trademark and Msingi East Africa. And before, as a researcher, we usually start off with statistics to contextualize the conversation. And I would like to say that if you look at the statistics, globally, textile and apparel generates more than $1.7 trillion annually, and it employs more than 300 million people. But unfortunately, Africa still accounts for less than 1% of the global textile and apparel trade. There's a potential to create jobs, especially for women and youth. And this is an area that Trademark has a specific interventions to support countries in the region. Basically, what we expect to see here is that there's a new shift, especially with COVID-19. There's also an opportunity for increasing exports. Current projections seem to indicate that exports by 2025 are likely to increase by $1.4 billion and likely double by 2030. Another opportunity that we see in this region, technological transfer, especially FDI, that is going in. We see that there's a lot of traction in East Africa, investors coming to set up industries in Uganda, in Kenya, and conversations are happening in Tanzania in the cotton sector. Another opportunity that we see is the preferential trade agreements that we have in East Africa. The big one here is the East African Common Market Protocol, which allows cross-border trade, cross-border investments. We also have if we expand the geographical scope a little bit more, focusing on East Africa, SADC in South Africa, and COMESA, we have the tripartite, which also again increases the scope within which countries can trade and can actually exchange knowledge. And of course, the soon to end the US AGOA agreement, which has been very vocal and useful, especially for countries like Kenya, which has exported quite significantly to the US market. In as far as the textile and cotton industry is concerned, they are very pertinent. One is trade facilitation infrastructure that is needed to ensure not only CFTA, but the textile and apparel industry actually performs better. The other area is productive capacity. How do we enhance productive capacity of our farmers? Input use, high quality access to technologies, and so on and so forth. How do we create? I think the governments need to think about creating investment in key infrastructure systems.